Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And it's my great pleasure to have with me today Randy Dillard, who's Sales and Transaction Tax Lead at TaxConnex. Randy, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks so much for having me, Doug. Hello, everyone.
So, first of all, I want to thank you, Randy. You and your team there at TaxConnex are sponsoring one of the sponsors at this tremendous event that we're about to have, Cloud Connections. It's going to be in Delray Beach. It's really a great time of year. It's literally the first event of the year. We're kicking it off right. We're going to be talking about cloud communications, and today we're going to be talking with our friends here at TaxConnex about compliance, specifically tax compliance. You don't want to miss this because it's really important. So, for listeners who may not know much about TaxConnex or think maybe they know a little bit, what do you guys do? What's TaxConnex?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Doug. So TaxConnex, we're seen as the trusted source for telecommunications, tax compliance outsourcing, and regulatory compliance outsourcing. We partner with our friends at the compliance group, Jonathan Marashlian and the ComLaw group, for a all-in-one approach for the tax and regulatory compliance, everything ranging from the 911 state E911, state compliance, PUC, PSC, right of ways, all the fun acronyms you can think of. We partner with our friends at TCG to provide a one-stop shop for all of your state and tax compliance filings. This is everything ranging from the filing and preparation all the way to treasury management, all the way to certification of the 499 A's and Q's down to those state and local returns, as I mentioned just a moment ago.
So we have, what is it? We have 50 states, one district, several territories. I think something like 3,100 or 3,200 counties and cities and so on. And everybody's in this game. Am I right about taxes?
Yes, sir. That's correct. So as you may know, when it comes to the sales and use tax compliance with Wayfair back, I believe in 2026, it opened up the economic nexus where if you were selling into those states, the states kind of wanted their cut. That's when they wanted to raise your hand and start to comply for that sales and use tax. With telecom tax, it kind of takes that to a whole different level. As you mentioned, every state is going to want that state level return, but inside of there are cities and counties, sometimes even further than that, down to the zip code down level, that is going to be assessing tax, where tax on tax is something that you're going to be worrying about. You're going to have to worry about a tax calculation and billing partner that's able to calculate those recurring fees and bills and possibly credits as your bills change with your customers. Just all the complexities that's constantly changing. It really helps to have an expert keep touch on that to allow you to do what you do best and get out there and sell your IT services.
So Randy, you know what? I have an attorney and I have a nice accountant. He does a good job on my personal taxes. How come I can't go to those guys for this help?
You know, that's a great question. Probably for the same reason that we would say we don't want to do your personal taxes and your attorney work is that's just a niche that we do not want to focus in. So our bread and butter is in sales and use tax, telecommunications tax. Our CEO, Robert Dubas, who's going to be in Delray Beach later this week, founded TaxConnex after tax partners back in the day where he was working with our largest firm, Southwest, Bell, Southwest, and AT&T for the kind of churn and burn for that return. What he noticed was there's just a gap when it comes to kind of high-end compliance and high volume returns and just that personal touch. So at TaxConnex, we have dedicated practitioners that are sales and use tax or telecom tax experts, 7+ years or CPA experience that allows them to become experts and intimately familiar with your account. We like to be seen as an extension of your tax team, not just another tax vendor. So we focus on sales and use tax, let our partners do what they do best.
And I'm guessing from what you just said, the time to talk to you is now, not after I've gone out in the field and turned something on.
That's correct. Yes, sir. That's one of the most fun conversations I have is someone who's ready to go when they're geared up and ready. They've got lots of MSP clients. You know, they've got that strong reach when it comes to the MSP and ISP they're asking questions on telecom. Why can't we do this? The CRO was coming saying we could increase our revenue this much by opening up these avenues. It often makes sense to pause and speak with a telecom advisor to let you know kind of what obligations are going to be coming before you kind of open up that honeypot.
So, Randy, why are you involved with the CCA? You're a member of the Cloud Communications Alliance. This year and last year, you also are sponsors or one of the sponsors of the Cloud Connections event. What's the connection?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is year 2 for TaxConnex to be sponsoring Cloud Connection. So we're extremely excited to be out in Delray. The goal for TaxConnex is to really just connect with other members and to represent the future of this industry via collaboration, innovation, and shared knowledge. At Cloud Connections, it's all the right players in one space really making a difference. We know as a member, it's going to be our role to really support the community and bring experts together to help really understand the complexities when it comes to that telecommunications and regulatory landscape, kind of helped demystify some of that out there and allow more breadth between our voice providers.
Beautiful. So, what is the thing that you wish to every telecom or UCaaS provider to understand about tax compliance? What is there one big issue that you need to know?
Well, I would say the one big thing is although tax and regulatory are often combined into one coin, they are two distinct sides of the same coin, if you will. And by that what I mean is oftentimes the same data that you are going to see on a sales and use tax, telecom tax return is going to be on the regulatory. However, there is just a lot more information and breadth that is going to be need to be reviewed by your regulatory attorney, which is why TaxConnex takes the stance of tax only with our compliance partners on the regulatory side. Um, when it comes to tax and regulatory, there's just such a distinct line in the sand that we don't feel kind of a jack of all trades is able to represent you in your best interests.
And Randy, what I'm also hearing just now is it's not just a matter of making sure you pay and collect the right amount of taxes. There's process and filing and other things that need to be done properly.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And you need the controls to ensure that that process is being done accurately and on time, because, as you know, those penalties and interest can start to add up quickly. Once you expand that, on whatever percentage of revenue that you are making times, as once again we said, number of states, number of cities, number of counties, it can start to add up very quickly. One audit can lead to another audit can lead to another stone unturned. So what we find is just really finding a partner that you can really align with closely and make sure that those processes are falling on a monthly basis. Nothing falls between the cracks because every 15th of month rolls around and that's when those returns are due.
So we're living in a world every 30 days, you have to be on
Yes,
your
sir.
toes. Right.
Absolutely right. On your best every cycle.
And as we close out, because we're literally going to be talking about this later this week, we're hearing about, with AI and agents and so on, you can have spikes in usage and actually create tax burdens you hadn't anticipated.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, and that's just why it makes a lot of sense to get in with a trusted advisor to be able to keep an eye on all of your transactions on a monthly basis. With our tax liability report at TaxConnex, we send out a report every month that shows what you have collected, where it is assigned to with each jurisdiction, and how we are going to be remitting it on your behalf. Our recommendation is to have that kind of standard with any vendor that you provide to make sure you know what data is being collected, where it's being remitted, and then that is being paid on time on every month, just so that way there are no surprises if you are to have that spike in coverage, as Doug just mentioned.
Randy, where can we learn more about TaxConnex?
Find us at taxconnex.com. We've got lots of localized content for everything ranging from the telecommunications space to SaaS, retail. Basically, if you're selling in multiple states and locations, you have a tax obligation, we want to help you.
And because I love authenticity in the background, you got to tell me what's above your head.
Yes, sir. Woo pig, y'all. University of Arkansas. You may see I've got the 1994 Coke bottle national championship as well. We'll see if we ever get there again. But University of Arkansas, woo pig. I'll buy you a drink.
All
And
right.
see me
Well,
at Delray.
we will continue to hope for that, and we're going to study a little bit on tax as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you in just a few days and learning more about this. But for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, guys.